Hello guys, it's a talk show regarding Space Up India Hackathon as well as NASA Space Up Challenge. Hope today's session will be very much interesting and very much uh, needed for all the people who wants to join Space Up India Challenge or who are afraid that it's a NASA Space Up Challenge. How we are going to cope up? How our small innovations can take a place in this particular hackathon and all those things. Because today we are having with us Mr. Anirban Dutta. I'm not going to going to give a long description about him because to know him is the purpose of this event, purpose of this talk show. So he is right now in BTech, is about to complete BTech this year, and he provisionally filed one patent before completing the college. He was the winner of NASA Space Up Challenge India 2019, and he is from West Bengal. And right now he is working as a research intern in Think Again Lab in our most sophisticated project. That's the Annapurna. That's the semi-humanoid robot that's delivering food in restaurants, and several other projects. And he is leading the space department of Think Again Lab, because we are launching certain space-related courses, as well as we are developing certain small satellites and all those stuff. Right. So let's start with a question, very popular and very interesting question. That what was your life before NASA Space Up Challenge, and what is after NASA Space Up Challenge? What happened? What changed? What is same? What effective? What value we are able to add to your life? So share that thing with the audience, and I hope the audience will enjoy this session.
Hello everyone. So yeah, so let's begin. So my life. So I am a typical electrical engineer at a normal college, engineering college, like many of you will be. So I was, like in my third year. So I was like any other normal students doing trainings, waiting to join in an MNC. Although I didn't really enjoy that future because from the very beginning. I was not the kind of guy who was pushed into engineering. Rather, I chose engineering myself because it was like a way for me to express myself, express my creativity. Because I always wanted to build something or the other. Okay, so what happened was when I went into engineering, like inspired, like I will be able to make, able to this, able to engineer that, innovate a lot. But what ended up happening, I very soon realized that it was all the same. Again, go to the MNC, do like same thing every day, like a robot, like what do they say that? Like same task every day. Okay, so that all changed when this NASA Space Up Challenge happened, basically. So what happened was I was on a training. I was not even aware of the event, and I was literally informed 2 days before the event by a teacher in my college that this was happening, and I just rushed for it. As I said earlier, I was already into this kind of things, so I had always ideas and other stuff moving in my head. So I thought, yeah, let's give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? I am like rotting in here anyway. So I just went in and created a project that I will be explaining in a very shortly. So I created that, and to be honest, I didn't went in as a competition. Okay, so I knew that everybody has like much greater preparation time and all that stuff. I knew that I had nothing, so I just went in and said कि चलो करते हैं क्या होगा बनाते तो हैं उसके बाद सोचा जाएगा. So I just thought that let's first build first and think big afterwards. At least I will be able to show that I was thinking about this. So I built it, and once again, during the college level, I wasn't even thinking of qualifying. But somehow the judges, including Arijit Bhaiya, saw something in me, and they qualified me to the state. Again, I thought that okay, fine, I have got a chance, so let's improve on that. So I improved on my project and then went to the state level. Surprisingly, I again won, although I wasn't even thinking about winning. So I rushed to the, for the finals, and once again I went up on the stage, and I wasn't even thinking of winning. There were like many hi-fi projects across India. People have like built so many like animation and graphics. I had nothing. Like my innovation was simple. Okay, so I didn't think about the high end. Okay, that was never my style. I always think that company have lots of budget, lots of funding, and they are continuously researching on the high end, but nobody thinks about the low end. Okay, in India, the economy is like that. So we can't like expect people to suddenly rich and buy the stuff. So we have to innovate and make the products in a way that it can be usable for them. So that has always been my approach. So once again, I made sure that it was reflected in my project. It was reflected in what I was making. So I made a very cheap stuff with a like a business plan, because that was important to me, because a product is nothing without a business plan. Once again, if I had like made $1 million plan, I could not execute that, right? But I had like, a business plan and like, yeah, bun sakta. We could help the poor. We could help the people who actually need the stuff in real life. So maybe that clicked with the judges, and I ended up winning. So once again, I was
So
out of
regarding this, there's a very very interesting fact that after I selected him as a winner. Uh, After completion of the whole event, it was happening in his own college. So after completion of the whole event, he just reached out to me, and among all the audiences and all those stuff, he just asked me that I shouldn't win. Why should I? How did I win? So that was a very very embarrassing question for me itself, because all the other participants are there. So it seems like that I have done certain kind of partiality or something like that. But the thing is, I didn't knew him beforehand, right? He never worked with me. He was not even take a training from Think Again Lab. I didn't have any connection with him. He was absolutely a new guy. But what I like the most about the simplicity of the innovation, he didn't went to buy luxury gadgets, luxury microcontrollers, building a very cool stuff. Rather, what he did, he used a Horlicks cardboard box to build a product, and that is a real innovation of India. That what I really liked about that innovation. There are several good innovations was there, right? But I thought that this is certain thing, that if this guy can convert a Horlicks cardboard box into a VR headset, then if he get luxury equipments, what he can do. And as because India is a mass population country, and the middle class is of the most of the people are comes under the middle class section. So we need to build products for them, right? Not for only the high ticket products which can be sold to the luxurious people and all those stuff. So we need to build certain things that can be sold to middle class people, as well as not about only selling. It can solve the problem. Like right now we are having absolutely drastic changes about education system. It was, this pandemic was not there, but still we can visualize things that this online education, this transformation of edtech systems are going to be stay over there. So if this AR VR mixed reality is the reality of 21st century education, and if we are not building cheap products but good quality products for them as a tool to access this kind of VR education, mixed reality education, then how come we can call ourselves innovators if we cannot really solve the problem of the poor people who cannot afford to have these things? And that's where our innovation should lies, right? So that's why I have selected him. So thank you so much for the first answer. That was a really a very very insightful answer. Uh, Next thing, what was your purpose of building a VR headset out of a Horlicks cardboard box? Why not anything else? Because you are good with robotics, electronics, and all those things.
Yeah, so the thing is, I was like following VR since its infancy. Okay, so I was into VR like right after class 12. When I joined engineering, I was into VR. So I was seeing that it's developing very good, very well. But I was seeing as it was developing, people were shipping out the headsets at a very higher cost. Like even I myself could not afford that. So I was interested in technology that I could not even afford. So I was thinking of the same thing that other people, the thoughts that other might have, that it's a wonderful resource. People are using it for education, for research, for a lot of stuff. But if people of my country are not having even access to it, how can they have the interest? How can they think like to create something with VR, to use VR for teaching and all that stuff? They don't have even access to it. So I thought that it's hota kya hai, what's inside this thing. So I went in, I learned the optics, I learned how the parallax effect works, I learned everything up, and then I say that it should not be like this expensive. People are only making this thing look expensive because they want a lot of luxury. But the functionality doesn't depend on luxury, na. We want the functionality only. So I went out, and I had like the most available thing I had ready at my hand was the Horlicks cardboard. Just incidentally, that box, that pre-made box matched the dimensions of the headset I was trying to build. So I reverse calculated the entire thing. Okay, because mainly the only thing that a VR set in a VR headset is costly, that is functional, is the lens. Okay, everything else that is costly is for luxury only. It doesn't affect the functionality in a one bit. So I like reverse engineered the lens. How does it work? What is the focal length? What should be a distance? And then I calculated it with the lens that we have most commonly available. That is the magnifying glass lens. So I did that calculation, and once that went through, I just made the body with the Horlicks cardboard, and here it is. This is like my first prototype. So it has like the lens is like from a magnifying glass. So yeah, that like helped me to like reduce the cost drastically. Like I won't say that I am the first one to build a cardboard headset, because Google Cardboard is a thing, and it has been a thing for a long time ago. So initially, in my initial days, I researched Google Cardboard, but I saw that their business plan worked overseas better. Okay, because out there the lenses they were prescribing was very cheap. In India, the lenses they were prescribing were very high itself. If you have to buy a 250, 300 rupees lens only, how can you expect it to be called like a cheap headset? So I reverse engineered the lenses, and I was successful to like bring the cost down to like below 100, and that I call like a cheap, because 100 rupees is something someone can afford. So that was the mentality of
Fantastic. Fantastic. And the thing is, it's not, it's the product is obviously important, but the presentation, how you are letting other people know about the product. So the most interesting part of Anirban's presentation that I really like, that he came to the dais and for presenting the thing. And not only me, in the nationals, the co-founder of India Mart, the founder of Asset Robotics, the and several other big personalities were there, who are judged there, and they also liked the same thing that I liked. That he just throw the product into the ground and tell people that many people say that cardboard boxes are not durable, so I can show you a demo, and I'm just throwing it on the ground and it's not breaking. So this is where you are trusting your product. So if you cannot trust your own product, how can other people are going to trust it? Right? So this level of confidence is a very killer instinct to win any kind of hackathon or any kind of presentation, right? So that was a very interesting thing. So uh, after completion of the institute level hackathon, what was your journey from institute level to the state to the nationals?
So I like won the institute level, and then I literally got mocked before, because same reason, the cardboard thing. People said like, ये तो cardboard का डब्बा बनाया है. Okay, so for example, I will like to explain at this point that it's very highly technical. Okay, like it has like a point 0.5 centimeters, so like 5 millimeter tolerance. So you mess this thing up by 5 millimeters, and the focal length will go like will go off like crazy, and you will just see blur. So it's highly technical, but like they didn't understood na, like what I have built inside. They only saw a cardboard ka dabba, so they were like, "Tu cardboard ka dabba banaya kaise jeet gaya?" So I had like that same feeling. So that's when I like devised that drop text. Ki, I will like show these people that you don't have to trust me. You trust your own eyes. Just go ahead and trust your own eyes. And then I went for the state level, and for the state level, surprisingly, the reaction was like, क्या होगा जाके, like जीत तो नहीं पाएगा, इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन है. I was like, let's try first. I had this attitude like, don't think about winning, just go and perform. Okay, just go and perform and show your products. If not to anyone, at least show this product to the others present in the room. Just show them your product, and then let the judges decide उनको क्या करना है, उनको क्या पसंद है, उनका ये है. ये तो मेरा idea है ना, like it's my idea, so I have the right to show it, because they are giving me a platform. So it was not about winning. It was like just bringing the thing out there, because I had such internet and no one was doing it in India. So if no one is doing, let me just try. Even if I don't, maybe someone will get inspired and do something even better. So that's how I went to the state. And then there was a situation where like I had to after the state I had like 3 days to arrange the tickets to reach Delhi and attend the finals. And since from the first day I didn't expect anything like winning the states and all that stuff, I had not arranged for it. So that was like a, a big hassle. And somehow I reached Delhi and participated in the finals. And once again in the finals, funny story. After like the initial round, before the top 10 happened, and before I was declared the winner, I was like I had almost packed my bags because we had like left our hotel already before the presentation, and we had our bags with us, and we had to move from Noida to Delhi because we were to stay there that night and then move out the next day. So I packed my bags and I was literally ready to go. And my teammate, his name is Priyam, he's my junior. So he was like standing in the main room and I was in the other room where we had made our demonstration. And then our team name came up. I didn't even knew. He just came running and said, unpack, unpack, we are in top 10. We have to go on stage. And he just literally unpacked and ran to the stage. And once again, I didn't have a pitch in mind. Every time this thing happens, because I'm not expecting to win, I never had a pitching in mind. So I just go on stage and state the facts, how I feel. Why should it go out there? I just state what I feel about the project. I like never knew a pitch before. So that was the journey.
Fantastic, fantastic. What was your 48 hours non-stop sleep hackathon that we have done? That's an incredible thing. I really want each and every engineer of this India should have that experience of working for 48 hours without sleep and having fun, being among 150 like-minded people from around India, having mentors, so many experienced mentors, having fun. So share the journey, like what kind of fun sessions we had there, how you had fun, what kind of obstacles you got there, how you overcome those obstacles, how you calibrated the whole stuff, and how you morphed this cardboard VR headset into a cardboard VR game kind of stuff. You build the joystick from cardboards and all those stuff. So share those stuff. That will be interesting for the viewers, I think.
So for this thing, this is a little bit close. So let's change the angle. So guys, welcome to my room. So this is my room come working space. Okay. So this is the first generation VR headset. Okay. So this is what I call the pit. So this is where my projects, my ongoing projects, and my completed projects are there. So this is the first headset I made. As you can see, it has been already mashing up pulp, because firstly I went
Can you
into
just put it a little bit downwards? Yeah.
yeah. So firstly, I went in the approach of creating a hard base and a soft top. Okay, that didn't work out, and that like horribly got crashed, and the lenses got broken half straight. So then I devised the Holix box plan. So this thing had the perfect size. As you can see, if I compare the sizes, this thing had the perfect size, and it was already pre-made. Like I can show you, I have a Holix box lying here. So this is the Holix box. So this had the, like a perfect dimension for this thing. Okay, so I just cut it from here. And then there is like a special measurement right here. Okay, like the difference between the phone screen and the lens. So that's where all the magic and the parallax effect happens. Okay, so all I had to do was calculate that from the Google Cardboard, reverse calculate it, and modify and adapt it to the lens I was using. Okay, so this was my initial VR. Okay, it looks like a Google Cardboard, but the lenses are different. So if you put the same lenses in Google Cardboard, they are well known. So yeah, this is the magnifying glasses lens. So this was a cardboard. Okay. Next challenge I came up with was, it was getting a little boring, because while using this thing, okay, you have to hold this thing right like this, because there was no static system. So I thought, let's modify this. So what I did was, as if you can see carefully, I cut two slots in this. Okay. Now why did I cut two slots? I extended them, right? But before I extended them again, it would have like figured you, but I had mine is smaller and it would not fit mine, right? So once
So
again,
you
I was
have to go a little bit downward. Your head is just cutting off.
okay. Never mind. I will just do this. Is it okay now?
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
Because I'm not looking at the screen now.
Yeah, yeah.
So I made this cut out. So what would happen now? Now we would like have a band like this. So this band will be calibrated to your head. Okay. So you individually would only have to like own a this band like this. So you like wear like this and headset. You could like even if you are like very poor, you cannot afford this thing. You can like collect money between your friends, like what we call in Bengali chada tola. So you can like 4 or 5 friends. You can like buy a headset and then individually you can make a band like this. So this is just like a single piece of cardboard or anything like that. And this clips easily plug in there, and then you have a hands-free operation. Right. So this is how I made this thing hands free without making it strapped to a individual person. So this is universal. This is measured to a head. So this is how this thing gets strapped. Simple. So then I thought हाथ तो free हो गया अब हाथ से करेंगे क्या? So then I made this thing. So this is a controller. Okay. So this is a very normal controller. I will show you how this thing works. So firstly, this is totally made of cardboard. Okay, as you can see, in places where I had like weak joints, I use staples, not even sellotape, because from the beginning I was strongly against using any plastic products. And if you can see here, even haven't used a single piece of tape. I have used glue, but not tape. Why? Because we Indians have a very bad waste disposal issue. We use the stuff, and when it eventually breaks, every stuff breaks. When it eventually breaks, we just throw it anywhere. We don't have like the biodegradable and degradable thing, and people have to like sit in and separate garbage with their hands. So this thing is completely papered. This thing is completely papered and cardboard. So the point is, you can take out the electronics from this and the lenses from this, and this will be just totally biodegradable stuff. Throw it anywhere. I will be sure that my product is not out there causing pollution. So this is a very simple thing. You just take this thing like a sling. Okay. Once you are inside, once you're inside, you just have to wear these things on your hand. Okay. So this is your mouse. Okay, I messed up the directions. Okay, so this is the mouse part. So while you play a game, we have a mouse and a keyboard. So this is a mouse part. You strap it in your hand like this, and there is a sensor in here inside that can emulate a mouse, and this is a click. Okay. So that are the
Can you just take the hand mouse to the nearer to the camera so that
okay.
people can see this?
So this is the
Yeah,
button. Am
yeah.
I visible?
So it's also made with cardboard.
Yeah, it's totally out of cardboard. So inside this thing, I can even show you. Okay. So all you have to do is open it and just slide this thing back. So this is the sensor. So this is a sensor that tracks your hand movements and makes it into a mouse. So if you can see, there it is. And there is a button that emulates a left click on a mouse. So just cover it, put your hands inside this, and just tap this thing in. Again, I have used taps so that variable hands can be fitted. Okay. So now this is a controller. Okay, so on the top we have the standard WASD keys, WASD, and then on the side we have three individual buttons that you can map at your own will. Okay, and this thing is powered by a Arduino microcontroller that is in here. So if you can see, the microcontroller is very small and the box is very large. This was intentional because I wanted it to eventually become wireless. So add a Bluetooth module and a battery and it becomes wireless. Okay. So now I will like show you the demonstration. I have uploaded the code. When Arijit said that we will like show this thing in the video, I thought like I'll give you only the dry presentation and leave you guys hanging. So I uploaded the code and I will like show you guys now only. So I will like just bring my camera here. Ah, so slow it a bit. Okay. So now you guys are watching my laptop. So let's get this plugged in. So this is the product, and let's get this plugged in. Ah, and This is the USB. So let's get this plugged in, like so. And if you guys can hear, it's already plugged in. So what I will do is, this is the keypad. So I will open a notepad. Okay. So let me just open a notepad. Uh, Here we go. Okay. As you can see off the right, this is printing Y because I'm pressing this. If I press this will throw W, A, S, and D. So all of the
Can you
buttons.
just close up the camera because it's very blurred to see, or you can increase the size of the font or something like that.
Uh, the- uh-huh. Then you go. As you can see, I'm pressing this Y key and it is printing Y. So similarly, other keys also print WASD and all that stuff. So
Can you just select the text and make it bigger so that people can see? It's not showing Y or something like that, so it's very confusing. That's why I was saying.
okay,
Just
okay.
go to Notepad and font settings. You can change the size of the font.
Okay, okay. Put it back in. As you can see, it is continuously printing Y because I am pressing the Y key down.
Yeah.
So is it visible now?
Not particularly Y, but it seems like something is getting printed that's visible. Yeah.
It's printing Y. I'm pressing the middle button. So I have set it to X, Y, Z. I'm pressing the middle button and it's printing Y.
Yeah. Right now it's okay. Right now it's okay. Yeah.
So I'm plugging it now. Now let me get to my front cam. Yeah. So that was the demonstration of the project. Hope you guys liked it.
Fantastic. Uh, so, except from this innovation and all those stuff, how you enjoyed the journey, how this journey is really adding value to your life rather than the innovation, the recognition, and all those stuff. The happiness, how you got the happiness, how happy you are after winning the contest, or forget about the winning the thing. What this experience, how joyous this experience was to you.
I made a lot of friends. Okay, so when we were at Delhi, I made like a lot of friends because there were three of like three teams from Bengal. So we were like staying together, and I like they're from other colleges, and they didn't even knew my college, and I didn't knew about their college. So we got together and shared the stuff because we are the only ones there from Bengal. And even before that, on the state level, when we were like collected together, so what ended up happening was I didn't knew many people in my college that were interested in this kind of stuff. So all of them were like government job, Nebo, that kind of guys. So coming out here, I meet like a lot of same-minded people who shared the thoughts I had, like making this stuff, innovating and all that thing. We discussed over their innovations, my innovations, and we had a lot of fun basically. They understood the method, and I also met you guys obviously. That wouldn't have happened without the event.
Yeah, so from that cue point, I am asking the second question that this innovation is absolutely yours. There is no contribution of Think Again Lab in this innovation, but how Think Again Lab really helped you to morph this innovation, make it more professional, and make it something that can really win the nationals and all those stuff. What is the contribution of Think Again Lab in this particular journey?
Firstly, Firstly, I would like to say that I had been working over this thing from even the first year only. Okay, so I tried my level best to like grind out projects and impress my seniors, my teachers, but they didn't seem to care. They only seemed like 40 year project হবে তখন করে নেবে তখন দেখা যাবে and all the stuff. So I really got an exit from that kind of scenario. Found like-minded people who understood me. Firstly, secondly, in the college level, I like got a chance that gave me a boost to like perform, because all of the other times I was like shunned because like I like for once I like wanted to be a doctor and they said অনেক কিছু জানতে হবে 40 year অবধি পৌঁছাও তারপর শিখে নেবে তারপর করবে like I am not interested in that much theory. I just want to get it. So I met you guys and I learned that there was a way. There was a way that these things were possible. I had a way to go. So I wasn't only destined to go and work at a MNC. So yeah. And secondly, I didn't knew anything about pitching. I didn't knew anything about like making my project into a business. So that I learned from you guys, especially you. You like said that thing about in the state level. After I won, I was going for the nationals. You said like তো যে business model টা আছে এটাকে একটু practical বানা, like add this and that, add those costs, and I like learned how to properly make the business model and other stuff. So I
Great.
had the idea how to make, but not how to sell. That I kind of learned from you.
Yeah, and that's the biggest knowledge every engineer should have. Otherwise, they will become servants in companies. Anyways, uh, there is a myth about NASA Space App Challenge, about all the hackathons happens, and that because of few hackathon organizers. That why should I join a hackathon? I will just go and show my project, and I have to pay a little bit amount of money for that. Though we are not charging for NASA Space App Challenge, but there is a pre-hackathon, and that is a little bit chargeable to organize, to be participated. But the thing is, many people say that I will go and show my innovation, that will be judged. Maybe I will be fast or not. Maybe I will be rejected and all those stuff. But what after that? After completion of the hackathon, what will be the future of my project, and how it's really going to help in my career, and what is the afterward procedure of these hackathons? In most of the cases, there is no afterward procedures. If there is a prize money, they get the prize money on the by winning the contest, but after that there is no support, there is no progress and all those stuff. So what do you say about this? So what happened with you after NASA Space App Challenge till today?
After NASA Space App Challenge, basically I was surrounded by a wall. Exactly this thing, like a wall of this thing, like negativity. Like কি হবে এসব করে আখেরে তো সেই কোম্পানির জন্যই কাজ করতে হবে. That wall kind of literally broke down. So now like people are still there. Okay, people of this mindset are still out there. Make no mistake. But now what happens is like earlier I used to listen quietly to those people because they had like a way of authority in their voice, and I thought like হয় না seriously বলছে শুনে মনে হলো কত serious, so that kind of thing. But now I know the reality. I have made those people in the street level. I have seen the national levels. Like there are so many people in India who are trying to like break out through this way. So now I have a way of speaking back to them that no, I have seen this thing. This thing happens. Like if you have creativity, you can actually go that way. All you have to do is a little push, because normal people don't like try to understand or like want to understand. I don't know what, but all you have to do is a little bit push, like bring down the stuff to their level and make them understand like that, and then they will surely understand.
And how you joined? What was your experience, your journey with Think Again Lab after NASA Space App Challenge? How you came to Think Again Lab, and
So
what happened to you and all those stuff?
So I was very grateful because I found a way out through you guys. So I immediately reached out to Nana ma'am and said that I want a training or internship or anything. I just want to stay connected, because once again I was going after the thing ended. I was going back to my college, now back into that negativity. So I wanted to keep in touch with you guys because I wanted to have an outlet. So ma'am said, yeah, there is like a thing called a think camp. Come around. So I started the think camp in January, and then I found in the brochure that somewhere that there was an internship opportunity, and I immediately jumped at it. I just I was at home that time when I found that over the net, and I just said my mom, "এরকম chance আছে আমি যাচ্ছি." I'm just going. because I have an outlet now.
Fine.
While I'm
Then how was the experience being an intern in Thinking Lab? How you're enjoying your journey? I and this question is from my end itself to understand whether we are providing a proper environment, proper planning, proper stage where you can flourish and your innovations really be flourish over there. So, what is your take on it?
So the thing is, the one thing that you get with thinking in lab is the freedom to think. Everything is accepted. There is like no parameters ki ye karna hai, wo karna hai, and this is like an unbiased opinion. Don't think that Arijit Bhaiya is sitting there, so I am like saying this because I am that kind of guy who like speaks whatever comes in my head. So yeah, that's why I never like write a pitch or something. So what I am saying right now is an honest opinion. So like you have the full freedom to think. Like I propose projects at random. Okay, it's like comes to my head and I say like, I want to build it, and he's like send me pictures and send me a documentation. After okay, go. So, for example, I was working on something like a LiDAR system for. He appointed me to work on. But side by side, I was working on a mask thing that was a hobby thing for me to me. And I just said that এরকম করেছি. He just said দেখা. So I just showed him and he like literally helped me to complete it. So here it is. So this is a mask like a thing with like a LED. So hold on. Yeah. So if I like turn this on, so this is like a hobby project. This thing doesn't have functionality, but he was like, okay, go for it because it looks cool. Like something like that. Like always don't have to have a like a meaning because you're already doing a meaningful stuff with the lighter thing. So just take a time off and do this thing. So
Actually, it's not about there is nothing called hobby project. Any project, if we can if we know the uses applications and if the project is really solving problem of other people, or it's not about the problem. If people are having demand for that project, a hobby project can be converted in $1 million company, right? So I never consider any project as hobby project. If you have a valid you and if it's your project, if it's your idea, you need to understand and you need to understand the implementation of the idea, because I don't bother about any ideas. I only bother about implementations, because those people like Mr. Avalora, MD Kolkata Ventures, and all those my mentors, they always taught me that it's not about the idea. Because in my initial days, I used to think about 10 different ideas a day and start on the next day about implementing those ideas, and I got failures again and again, because it's not possible for a person to pursue 10 different ideas at a time. So it's not about ideas, right? If idea is the thing, if the idea is the main thing, then we would have scientists every day, millions of scientists every day, even more than Albert Einstein and all those bigger people, right? But the thing is, it's not about thinking. I can think that I will go to moon, right? But but people will remember only those people who are really reaching out to the moon. So it's not about thinking only, it's about implementing. That's why our company's name is not Think, it's about Think Again, right? You have to think, you have to implement, then think again, and then implement, right? It's a loop. You have to go through the loop for the innovation. So I never consider any project as hobby project. This Annapurna, the robot we made, that was a hobby project for me. I used to use those algorithms and those kind of robots in my college days for Tech Fest. I was a lead for the Tech Fest in my college. So that was college projects. But when we scale up that project, when we project that project in 5x zoom, like we have built Annapurna's small prototype in this way, this size, and we sold that Annapurna to the market at a size of 5 feet high, right? But the algorithms are same. That's what I say every time to every people, right? So implement your idea, your prototype in smaller scale projects and show people that it's really working and it can be applied. Like I got the Annapurna project by showing them a hobby project, and I got funded for the project and used that fund to make the 5 feet high robot. So it's a very good way to create hobby projects, because we never know which hobby projects is going to convert it into a big company one day, right? So that's why I always support for any projects and try to fund projects as much as possible from my very small financial capabilities. And I also helped, and Think Kegel Lab sponsored for the patent of Anirban. So this cardboard thing has already been provisionally be patented. So this is another thing. People think that if they need to have intellectual property rights or the patent, or they need to publish papers, they need to do rocket science things. No, this cardboard box thing has been applied for provisional patent, right? Then we will apply.
Once again, I had no idea. Once again, I had no idea that one of the other things that he taught me, like everything can be patented.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's tangible, if it's unique, if it has a proper unique implementation, that can be patented under Indian patent law. Even if it's not tangible, it can be patented under US patent law, right? We cannot patent softwares in India, but we can patent softwares in US or something like that. So there are several loopholes in our intellectual property rights, but still, what I know, that's not my core domain. But as because I got my own patent by my own self, didn't hire any advocate or anything like that. With help of another very lovable mentor, Dr. Moham Chaudhary. He was the patent and trademark attorney of West Bengal. With her guidance, I filed my own patent, went to the IP office, filed the patent, didn't hire a lawyer, and that helps me to cut down the costing of 30 to 35,000 that a lawyer takes for filing the patent, right? And that's why I can help people to get patents at much lesser cost. And I was having the Startup India certification and all the stuff. That's why government gave a lots of rebate to file the patent and all those things. So that's what I got. I was just flowing that thing to my juniors, my colleagues, my interns, my campus ambassadors, so that they can get my knowledge. It took me 1.5 years to get my patent, and it took me 15 minutes to file the provisional patent for the Anirban. Right, that was under Think Kegel Lab, the mentorship of Think Kegel Lab. The reason behind, because I have seen all the nooks and corner of the process of patent filing by my own self, not by hiring any other people. Right, that's why I can guide people to get those things. And it's my hobby, you can say. I like to encourage people for doing this kind of unique projects and get patent out of it. Because we Indians are too much deprived, because we don't understand intellectual property rights. There are so many innovations. Like recently I saw something in most probably UK or USA, people are putting the tree stems, small tree stems, in a very formulated manner in a box, and selling those things as a herbal or Ayurvedic toothbrush that we used to call datun in India, right? And that is getting sold in supermarkets in USA. Now think of it, that was our innovation. Our people used to do it. Like how we made fool. 180 years back, people came to India. Those are British people, came to India and tell us that whatever the things we are using that is bad, we used to use salt, the ash, and all the stuff to clean our teeth. And they told us that's a very primitive way. That's a cave culture. So we need to get out of that thing and use the toothbrush and toothpaste. Now, after 180 years, those people are asking, "Do you have salt in your toothpaste?" So this is the way they are making us fool. They are taking our thing and they are infusing our thing with their product and create a product out of it and selling to us. This is how much stupid we are being made every day, because we don't know about property rights. We don't know how to protect our innovation. And the most importantly, right now I am very much satisfied because of the new education policy, but the old education policy have killed so many innovators. Not killed means not physically killed, but the innovation has been killed in the way of putting them if you are putting square pegs in a round hole or a round peg in a square hole, you have to cut the sides, right? And in that way you are cutting the innovations, you are cutting the mindset of these people. And that was very heart-wrenching thing for me. That's why I started the Think Kegel Lab, and I am very much grateful that I am finding people like Anirban and so many other people whom I am mentoring. We are giving guidance to them. We are teaching them technology, and as well as we are giving them the guidance about the intellectual property rights. If you're building a software, if you're building a robotics thing, if you're building an electronics thing, if you're building a circuit, what is the afterward effect of it? After completion of your college, you will eventually forget about those innovations after 4 years. Even if I will go and ask you, you will just forget about it. But if we can give them a platform, give them a organization which can help these innovators to get their intellectual property rights, help them in collaboration with other incubators, other companies, help them to build a business out of it, then I don't think our system that was producing servants for last 180 years will stop producing servants. I'm not saying that going to a company and working for them is bad, but the thing is, if you're going with a servant-minded mindset, like I will do whatever kind of job will be given to me, that's very bad, and that you are basically depriving yourself.
Exactly.
You have innovation. Like I have so many people from art department who are my friends. They were in any kind of engineering department, electrical, mechanical, and all those stuff. I have a friend, I will not say the name. He used to draw 3D drawings and learned by his own self. 3D drawing means 3D fish, 3D eye, incredible drawings. But after completion of college, after 1.5 years, when I approached him for a drawing and I was willing to pay for the drawing, I just got a reply that, "Bhai, I don't have time. My office pressure is very high." But he was not made for that office pressure. He was made to do this art kind of thing because that was a talent I have seen. Maybe I am not from, I am not very much knowledgeable about art form, but being a viewer's perspective, I can understand that was a fabulous drawing, right? But that person don't have time to do that thing, to live a life of love and happiness, because whatever he's doing, I don't know, maybe he has made himself accustomed in this domain. But when we cannot act for whole life, we can act for few days, few months, few years, but for the whole life we cannot act. What happens after few years, he will be accustomed and gasha hoye jao jetaকে বাংলাতে বলে, that will happen. He will accustomed with those things, but he will never be happy because he cannot do what he loves to do and what he meant to be born, right? So this is a very interesting fact about Indian education system, Indian innovation system, that we are not giving enough platform, enough knowledge to people to convert their projects, their innovation into proper products that can be converted into a company. All the people are trying to create a service based company, create a reselling company, create a digital company. That's absolutely fine, right? I also mentor several companies. But what about those people who are innovators but don't have a business knowledge? They need to go to a company and become a research intern or research personnel in that company and become a servant for the lifelong. Can we not teach them that ethics of the business, or can we not help them to find certain people, certain co-founders that can really make their project into a product and sell it to the millions of people? That's what my goal is with Thinkigal Lab, that creating a platform apart from the research and development sector. Right now I'm talking about education. Thinkigal Lab works on 3 different sectors: research, development, and education. So in case of education, the Thinkigal Lab academy section, I always prefer that people should learn something that can help them to become an innovator rather than a servant, right? And whatever technology we teach in that manner, which can help them to achieve this thing, right? So
Yeah.
that, and Anirban is a very good example of it, what we are trying to do and what we are really doing, right? And we are not, it's not only in our website or in our Facebook page, we are really doing it, right? Thinking Lab sponsored the patent because I personally like the product, this VR headset and all those stuff, and we are planning to launch it by 1.5 years or something like that, because we have to do the production part and all those things. So these things are very much interesting, and if you have an innovation, if you want to market the innovation, if you don't have an innovation, Thinkigal Lab is a place where you can go and get the platform, get the environment which can help you to become an innovator, right? And it happened with many people who came to me that, "Sir, you talk about innovation, I don't have any idea, I don't get any idea." So I tell them that it's about a mirror neuron thing. If you see other people doing innovations, innovation will come to you. You don't need to find the innovation because it's our inherent nature. But because of this education system, the way we learn things, we have slow poisoning that innovation skill. So if we can revive that thing, we all are innovators. We can do incredible things, right? So there are so many people from the village. They are doing incredible innovations, but they are not getting the limelight. They are building things.
People have a lot of talent. We Indians have a lot of talent. Like we just need to connect to the people. Like the right
Exactly.
people.
It's very important, very important.
Yeah.
What will be your take, your few words for the people who are going to join for this year, and then I will reveal a secret for this year event. First, you tell few words for the people who are going to join this year's event,
Sure.
and who should join. Should I join only if I am having an idea, or if I should join without having an idea? What is the purpose of joining in NASA Space Challenge? It's only for the people who have the idea, or it's for the people who really wants to innovate, whether they have the idea or not.
It's for all kinds of innovators. Even if you don't have an idea, join, and you will have at least have. Even if you don't win, winning is not the factor in the end. You will like get to meet a lot of other people who think like you. Like that's the most important thing. Like having other people who think like you, and essentially other people who have like lived through your struggles. Like I used to feel like an alien in my college because I was into actual technology. Surprisingly, in a technology college, I was kind of the only one who was into technology. But then I went out to this one competition, and then I meet Arijit Bhaiya, who has like already gone through that struggle for 5 years before me. So then he tells me like these struggles will come and go, but you have to like keep continuing. And seeing that he had made it, so that gave me the energy and the enthusiasm to like push forward and continue. So that's what I'm talking about. That just you get to meet a lot of people who have already struggled or are still struggling, and you can like share your struggles with them because they will understand because they are facing or they have already faced this kind of stuff. So even if you don't have $1 million idea, just participate. Maybe you don't know your idea could turn out to be $1 million. You never know that. I never knew that I would like win and the stuff that happened eventually. But what I wanted was an escape that I will like get to meet new people who like share my ideas and all that stuff. So participate at all costs because yeah, like you get to meet a lot of new people and potentially people who could support your projects and all the other stuff because they have the resources and they have the like the mindset to understand your ideas. They will at least try to understand your ideas, and you are getting a platform. So I don't see what's wrong with that.
Absolutely. So last thing that I want to share with all the people who are participating or who are thinking to participate in this year's event, that maybe if I were in Anirban's position, I cannot take this decision, but Anirban has taken, and that's a great example of sportsman spirit. That Anirban won the nationals of NASA Space Challenge last year, but he couldn't won the global challenge. So this year again, Anirban participating from the institute level and will compete all of you for the nationals. And this is a very great example of sportsman spirit, because if you have already won the nationals and again you are participating in that event, it's very difficult and it's very confusing for any performer that if I couldn't complete, if I couldn't select for the nationals, then I will lose that stardom that I had before joining. So it's a very strong decision, very complex decision for any person to take, that whether I should participate in an event which I already have won for the next stage and all those stuff. So thank you so much, everyone, for keeping this example to everybody, that it's only about the fun. If winning was the matter, Anirban has already won the event, right? So he shouldn't participate. But what he focused on, that is how much I have enjoyed the journey, and I cannot just skip that thing for this year just because of a lack of confidence or something like that, or ego, innovators ego kind of thing, that I have already owned. How can I participate with the people who have not owned this thing? So this is a very good example, and these things makes a innovator a proper innovator. Innovator never compares with other people. Anirban this year is participating to compare the Anirban who was on the last year. So that should be the goal of every person's life, that you are competing with your own self. So you shouldn't feel egoistic to participate in any event, talk to any people, and reach to any people. That's very much important, and it's a very good example. And it's a very good challenging thing for you guys as well, that you are going to compete with nationals winner this time, right? And I don't know whether it happened with any kind of hackathon in this world, that the winner of the last year is participating in this year with the newcomers from the absolutely ground level, and again trying to reach up to the top of the mountain. And that's an incredible thing, I think. and this can be a booster for each and everybody, whether you are participating in NASA Space Up Challenge or any other hackathon. This mindset can win you event 100 times, not one time, and that's the incredible willpower of Anirban, and that's incredible thing. So thank you so much. We have already reached to absolutely the end of this session. We already only have like 5 minutes or something like that. I will check if there is any question or not. Otherwise, I will just discuss about NASA Space Up Challenge a little bit, and we'll just end this session.
Okay.
Okay. So there is no such questions.
Okay. So, guys, don't think about winning. So just participate and go up on the stage, present your project on stuff, and let the judges decide. Like, don't think about winning. That's not in your hands.
In this regard, I want to say one thing. See, only bother about only those things that is in your control. What is in your control? Participation is in your control. Registration is in your control. Creating a good project is in your control. Presentation is in your control. But do you really can control who is going to win? Because you are not the judge. And judge is a human being, and there can be partiality. Though in NASA Challenge there is never partiality, because we always invite industry professional. We never judge the things. So it's absolutely impartial. But the thing is, it can happen with other events that it's happening partial. And if that partial judgment or a wrong judgment, maybe it's not partial, but your innovation doesn't seems to be good to the judges. It can happen. Maybe your innovation is an outstanding innovation. And if that particular wrong judgment or partial judgment can make you demoralize, then you are lacking in willpower. And you are trying to control certain thing that is not in your control. Winning is not in your control, but participation and having fun is in your control. So you need to focus on that thing rather than winning the contest for any kind of thing. We never know who is going to check our copies. We never know who is going to give us how amount of marks. We never know how much marks we are going to get in Viva. But what we can focus on the learning, on having the fun, on understanding the concepts, on implementing the things. So this thing is absolutely important to not consider. And it's yesterday I was having a session of Bhagavad Gita with Avalu sir. That's called Philosophy Friday. That happens every Friday. So we are discussing about doing work without getting attached to the result. So if we are getting attached with the result, we are losing the enjoyment during the journey. And it's not our words, it's from the scriptures, from any kind of scripture. I'm not talking about any religious stuff, I'm talking about spirituality. So any kind of scripture is telling you to do your stuff, do your work with the 100% efficiency, and don't bother about the results, because results is not in your hand. There are so many parameters: the mood of the judge, the knowledge qualification of the judge, the domain of the judge, whether the judge is liking you or not, the way you are communicating with the judge. So you cannot control these parameters. These parameters is related to someone else. What you can control, your presentation. So you need to focus on what you can control rather than what you cannot control. So never focus about the result. Always focus about the process and how you are performing. That is the biggest knowledge you should have to participate in any kind of event and win it. And those people win who play for the happiness, not for winning. Because if you are trying to win, you are going to make mistakes, because you will be confused, you will be afraid, you will be have a fear of losing, and you will just forget to enjoy the moment. And in that way, maybe you are winning or not, you are not enjoying, you are not having the ultimate experience of participating in a hackathon, and that is the biggest loss to you, right? So thank you so much. Hope there is no more questions. We have covered all the experiences we can cover, and see you on next day session. That's on tomorrow, and the speaker will be revealed by today, who is going to speak tomorrow on which topic. And we are going to organize this space talk back to back till the nationals of NASA Space Up Challenge, and we are trying to bring as efficient, as knowledgeable, as incredible personalities in this talk show, so that it's not about only the people who will participate, who is going to pay. We are not bothering about that. It's open to all. We can make it a closed event, right? But we are making an open event so that people should get all the followers, all the people who follow Thinking Lab should get the most out of it. It's not about only making money, making a business out of it. We want to add value to each and every innovator's life, and we want to make incredible products in technology domain that can solve real life problems, right? So that was our purpose. That's why we are making so many live events, free workshops, hackathons, and all those stuff. And free courses from ISRO, NASA. So we are trying to create a community rather than a only education edtech company, right? Which community can help Indian innovators to do Indian innovations, to solve Indian problems with Indian solutions, right? That was our motive.
Exactly.
So
That's
so
the idea. The idea is from the
yeah.
country.
So it was a great talk with Anirban. Thank you so much for your time. All the best for this year's event, and hope I can see you on the finals this year as well. And this is just a wish. You are not going to get any support for doing that stuff. All the best, and all the
Right
best
now,
to
I am a no.
everybody.
I would ask you that's that. Right now, I am just another contestant. To me, at
Yeah,
least.
absolutely. So that's the spirit, that's the sportsman spirit we are looking for every participant. So thank you so much. Good night, everybody. We will see you on the next day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.